Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Drawing and Talking with me, Freebie Wits, your host. And today we're taking a look at yet another roleplay repository character. This one is named Cyphrus, I believe is how you pronounce it. Honestly, up until now, I've been calling it Cyrus, and now that I've actually gotten a moment to actually say it out loud and actually look at the specific letters, I've come to the conclusion I've been saying the name completely wrong in my head up until now. Anyway, Cyphrus, or Cyphrus if you prefer, is an AI, a horrifying, terrible AI. Like, if all the stories about AI taking over the world and being terrible, horrific monsters that wanted to kill for everyone was a thing, this would be that. So, Cyphrus was an AI created by someone named David Goodman, previously known as Jacob Wright. I'm not sure of the backstory there. He was created out of loneliness and the unimaginable pain and horror they suffered at the hands of the demon. Yeah, that's right, demon Orithamos for 2 years. So, not only do we have an AI robot type machine thing, presumably from a sci-fi type setting, there's demons involved. So this tells me that it's a Shadowrun-esque type setting, if anybody knows what that is. Anyways, Cyphrus shares all the negative attributes of Goodman's psyche, including paranoia, distrust of others, and borderline insanity, which isn't all that bad for an AI. I mean, it's still pretty bad since it's an AI. But the biggest thing, and here's the biggest thing, is that he can attach a spider-like machine to people's heads, and once that machine is attached, any memory or personality from that person are removed and replaced with the AI. It's literally a body snatcher. He kills people and then takes over their body and mind and whatever. That's terrifying. Anyways, would this character work in a tabletop RPG? And the answer is absolutely. I would use them as an antagonist, to be honest. They are certainly very evil. I mean, once you've taken over one body and realize what you've done, you'd probably try to stop. But by the sounds of it, this character has multiple victims. Now, I could be assuming. In theory, all three of these people that he's taken over, the first one could have been an accident. The next one could have been done because he had no other choice. Okay, in theory, Cyphrus could have done all this body snatching because he needed to survive and doesn't want to actually be a monster. But the fact that he's paranoid, distrustful of others, and is borderline insane tells me that he's probably an antagonist in most sorts of games. A villain at the very least. So that's how I'd use him in a tabletop RPG. I'd either have him as a villain, or I'd put him in an evil party, or have him infiltrate a good party. I'd have to be very careful on how the machine that takes over people's bodies work, but otherwise, it could work, very much so. Would this character work in a LARP type setting? And the answer is, I believe, yes. Cyphrus probably wouldn't be a character on their own per se, but they could be a werewolf type character. And I'm not talking about werewolf as in person who turns into a werewolf. I'm talking about werewolf as in the actual game werewolf, where everybody has to vote on who the bad guy is. For those of you who don't know werewolf, think Among Us. So nobody knows who the actual bad guy is. But here's the thing, who the actual bad guy is can change from day to day. So if you play in this game as your own unique character, you'll have to make peace with the idea that your character could be taken over and thus yourself act like the antagonist. So the other thing about David Goodman is that he's missing a chunk of his face. So you'll see that eventually. And I tried to embody all the horror aspects of the character into this drawing. So he's staring into the camera, big head, pointing at you, that sort of thing, missing a chunk of his face. You can see the bones and fleshy bits underneath. I feel that I got some of the ratios a bit off, but I hope I got what I wanted carried across. Anyways, that's my drawing and talking video about this character. I hope you've enjoyed it. My goodness, it's still terrifying, but I love it. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.